Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you on this Friday or Saturday?
Yes, Friday.
Friday evening. Wow, it just seems like a Saturday.
That's because 4th of July was yesterday, weirdly towards the middle end of the week.
Yeah, I get it. Well, anyway, what's going on, baby? Crone says, Mom, why are you looking like a pirate today? Well, sometimes you know how you just don't even feel like being bothered with your own hair. So anyway, enough of that. What we're going to talk about? What is this one going to be?
About the Kardashians.
Well, let's get to it then.
Oh, right. Well, first off, it's the first going back to the ski resort that they're at. Yes, in the middle of summer, but anyway.
No, it's not.
It's in the end of the summer for us, in the middle of the summer for us. Yeah, but when it was recorded, it was literally in December.
Right.
So that shows you how far back we are. We're now 7 months again behind. But anyway.
It could be longer than that because they started, I think, showing it in October.
That's true.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. So the family had decided to go out. Remember, they were at the ski resort or ski.
Kylie didn't want to go.
Oh, yes.
Well, she wanted to, but she was scared. I understand. And then she didn't want to do that drive. I get it.
Yes, I do get it. And then Chloe and Kim is having a go at it, like almost every scene this time.
I don't think it's Chloe. I really think it's Kim. I'm going to do a read on them. Remind me, please.
Yes.
Because I wonder if she's jealous. Is she jealous of her parenting? It's something. It's just, at first I thought it was like, at first I thought Kim was just being over the top to do it for ratings. Now it looked real. It does. Okay. It comes off the way she looks at her.
Yes.
Or when she gets on the phone. Mm-hmm. I don't know why would that bother anyone that's a parent. It's beyond my comprehension. Never. She didn't want to come, but she came anyway because of the show, and she probably had to mandatory. And so, because if you're talking to her, she just grew up out of that. And Kim not ready to let it go. I didn't see Kim call her children out one time.
Nope. The only thing she said was, wow, my kids would have loved this.
And that was way in the middle when they was on the ski slope, when they was getting ready to go up. And she was relishing in how she had time to look at what she wanted. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying the woman doesn't need what she needs. I'm just saying when the way it comes off, it just come off like this is a woman that wish I just like saying I cursed the day I had children.
Yes.
That's how she comes off.
Sounds like that.
And doesn't mean she hated her children.
No.
So.
Yeah, yikes. These kids have literal document proof about how their mom feels about them. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Kim announces at this dinner that they're having at this restaurant, and they was all bundled up in fur coats. You could tell it was real cold up in Aspen.
They were sitting at the table with their coats on.
Yes.
It was cold.
It was cold.
Fur coats. Mm-hmm. It was cold. Even Coy had his coat on.
Yes. But so Kim announced to the group that she was going to be meeting Gypsy Rose because Gypsy Rose wants to do prison reform, and because she's somebody that came from prison, and you know how Kim is on this prison reform kick, she was like, this is my opportunity to meet with somebody. You have anything to say?
No.
Okay.
Doing a very good job.
Oh, thank you. So then, yes, of course, like we said, Chloe decides at this table she wants to call her children to say goodnight to them.
Was it goodnight?
Yeah, she said she wanted to say goodnight to them.
Okay.
And she did, and they got into like a small conversation. Like,
even the mother.
Yes, even Kris Jenner was upset, starting to feel inside with Kim, saying, she was like, I don't want to bash her for talking to her kids or anything, but really, literally be present in the moment. Whatever that's supposed to mean. She was in the moment.
She was right there with you all. She was in the moment, but she had to tend to her kids. Just because she's on vacation, her children are home. They're not on vacation. Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me.
Yes, and you have to remember that, I mean, even though she has made probably people to watch these children,
Of course,
she's a single mother,
that.
so.
Well, we know that she has a nanny. Each kid have a nanny, I believe. So
Right.
no. Mm-mm.
Yes.
And even though Chloe's kids are with the nanny, I can imagine. But nobody's going to turn me away from my child if I'm not ready. I'll be like Courtney.
Yes.
You got to make a stand.
Mm-hmm.
And they said the trip wasn't the same because Rob wasn't there, and Rob, Kendall, and Courtney weren't there. That's
No,
weird.
Kendall was there.
No,
Rob and Kylie
and Courtney wasn't there.
Yes.
Half of their family.
Yep, half the family was missing, and they had some really good.
And I don't understand why they can't understand. They all growing up and going their own separate ways.
Yes,
It's
bring
not
your
the
kids.
same anymore. Bring your kids.
Yes, so that way everybody can be with each other.
Yeah. Kim said, that ain't no vacation. Bring your nannies.
Anyway, so also at this same table, we do slowly see that Rob is trying to make a comeback.
I see it.
Yes, because Chloe said that Rob they got into a whole conversation about what had happened in Miami just last year, right before the new year. There was allegedly aliens there, but that's not what the government or the police say.
You remember that story?
Yes, I remember that story.
I think it's curious.
I also think it's
why
curious
would all
too.
these people say they saw what they saw?
Mm-hmm.
And why would you empty the whole police force out?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense. So, they could erase things, and one day something's going to happen, whether I'm here, whether you here, or whether baby Crone's here. One day something's going to happen and they're going to be able to erase. It's just time to stop acting like people are stupid.
Yeah.
or crazy or hallucinating.
Mm-hmm.
Accept the fact that it is, and it's more prevalent than we think.
Yes.
Yes.
So they decided to call Rob. Well, Chloe decided to call Rob up to have a conversation about aliens.
Mm-hmm. And he believed.
Yes.
And even Corey believed.
Yeah, even Corey believes, but he doesn't believe that he's an alien. Okay.
Who don't believe he's an alien?
Corey.
Would you believe you're an alien?
No, I wouldn't believe I was an
alien.
alien.
So why should he believe he's an alien?
Hey, listen, he's tied up with Diddy. He could have been a reptilian.
No. But he walks, he talks, he's just like us. Because he does bad things doesn't mean that he's an alien. It just means that he's a criminal.
Fair enough.
If he's caught in anything, we don't know. I like Corey.
Yeah.
But he is a sneaky peek. He know a lot.
He knows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so after that, what happens? So the next thing that we see is cutscene to Courtney having her limmies open up in Target for the first time. Y'all remember that? We sure do.
Mm-hmm. Since then, I think they had a recall, and her lemmies weren't doing good.
Yep, that is true. They was not doing good. We even recall the time when she was pregnant and didn't even eat her own lemmies.
That bothered me. That they weren't healthy enough to eat, that was scary to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was pretty much it. Courtney looked like she was having some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on from that. So it's the next morning at the family ski trip. And Chloe gets a call this time. Chloe didn't call her kids called her. It was early in the morning, and I think it was True that was on the way to school, and she just wanted to talk to Chloe. And there you see Kim having an attitude. We noticed her kids never called her.
Well, they might, but they didn't call her then. So.
Yeah, that is true. So the thing is that Kim decides to then talk about how Chloe is such a stickler for a schedule that her kids have to eat at a specific time. It can't be 10 minutes late. It has to be on this time. And then Chloe was just like, first off, that event happened 5 years ago. That's the best thing you have to bring up. And she said, second of all, I wasn't that strict. And also it was a 1-year-old. So I guess she was saying they have to eat at a certain time because they're so small, which I totally get. But Kim just feels as though Chloe does
school
the
is
most.
like that.
Yeah, the school is like that.
They beat you at a certain time.
Mm-hmm. And Chloe says that her kids find security in that because they know that they're going to eat at a certain time every day.
Yeah, that's good. And they get hungry. And they probably said, "We hungry." And, she got them scheduled like that.
Yeah.
We eat around about 6 or 7.
Yes.
Or maybe like 5 or 6.
We try to get 5 or 6.
And we get hungry.
7.
Yeah, because of the time.
That's true.
But if when the time ball over, we'll be right back on our time.
You're right.
So it's like 5 or 6 we eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we get hungry. I could have had a late lunch, let's say, and it's only 3 hours.
Yeah.
I could start saying I better start thinking about I'm hungry. Because I know I don't want to be eating at 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So, and baby Crone can get us hooked in that.
I can.
So
I start my day
at 10. Yeah, I started eating dinner at 10, and then 11, and then 12. I'm like, no, wait, this is crazy. This is crazy. But we don't even eat that late.
No, we
But
don't.
I did find comfort in my belly being full. Sleep, not stuffed, but satisfied.
Maybe that's why people eat dessert for
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that satisfaction, and I slept better, to be honest. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying I see the satisfaction and eating, like, you know how you eat, you sit down, you look at a movie or two, or you get up and you move, but you relax. And so when you do go to sleep, you already in your bed, and it was just really relaxing to eat late like that. But I don't want to do it because I gained weight.
That is true.
So,
that is one thing. Now the family goes out and goes skiing, and Kindle snowboarding. And they all looked like they had some fun. Even Chloe. Kim, I don't even think Kim could really enjoy the moment because she said, "I'm just glad Chloe is present and with us in this moment."
She was enjoying herself.
Okay.
They all enjoyed themselves. She just doesn't get that. She doesn't have it.
Yeah, you're right. That's clear.
She doesn't have it. She's used to satisfying her need. Mm-hmm. And for her to be so concerned over your children like that, it's like, I get that, but you can't take no time for yourself. She's oblivious to that kind of love.
You're right.
She only has that love for herself. Mm-hmm. And men love her like that. But she doesn't know that kind of love for her children. That's why she's befuddled. She's lost. She doesn't get it at all. No. At all.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
She just doesn't get it. It's like this is, to her, it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I get that. I get wanting to be with your children or your spouse or, I get it. Everyone's different.
Yeah,
and everyone needs and wants are different. But Kim doesn't have that. So it's annoying and it's over the top and it's unnecessary. Mm-hmm. But it isn't. That's a mother loving her children.
Yes.
The way that she loves. That's not saying, like she's saying, I'm not taking nothing away from you and the way you parenting. I'm not judging. This is just what I do.
Yes.
And it just irked the hell out of Kim.
It really does.
And so much so that the mother started defending Kim.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. Speaking of the mother decided not to go skiing because she's mindful about her age, apparently. And she's like, I don't want to hurt myself because it will take forever for me to heal. And I don't got time for that. Mm-hmm. She was so bored now how she was acting like she was having so much fun. When you starting to talk to stuff, you're not having fun. Come on. No. Yeah, for real. Shaw somewhere trying to read a book. She didn't know what to do with herself. Honestly, she was really didn't. Yeah. So after that, they end up coming home, and not coming home, but they come back from doing the skiing and snowboarding. They literally ate like they were starving. Can you imagine how they slept that night? Mm. Can you imagine how they slept like rocks? You're probably right. That's a good night. Wow.
Wow. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they stayed a week. How long do you think they stayed? Like 3 days?
Yeah, I was gonna say 2, but it could have been 3 days.
3 days, I think. Yeah.
And so once they had ate up and got their energies replenished, they decided to have a snow.
Yeah, they did, because the first day they came, and then the second day they skied. The third day they built the snowman. Remember they had the contest,
Yes.
and then the next morning, so they were there for like probably 3 days, and they left the fourth day.
Mm-hmm. And so it was Kendall and Kim that was one team, and Chloe and Chris that was another team, and Corey was the judge. Now, they both were struggling to make snowmans, and it was simply because of however.
I don't think it was real snow.
Oh.
Because they said they couldn't get it to bulk.
Right, that is
So
true.
they could have.
But I didn't see snow fall down at nighttime.
I'm not saying.
I mean, it could have been some fake artificial snow. The government.
It could have been. It could have been ice, but it could have been some kind of snow. Come on, it couldn't have been that soft.
You're right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Because it did sit overnight.
When they came, their snow was already on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the first night, second night. This is the third day. That snow should have been kind of slushed,
You're right.
but it wasn't. So I'm saying it could have been, but it could have just been artificial snow mixed with real snow.
You're right. Because even Kendall had to say there was something wrong with it.
I mean, I kind of questioned because Chloe had on her midi blouse out there.
She did.
And ooh.
Mm-hmm. First off, everybody had gotten dressed up back in their ski stuff except for Chris, but Chloe came out looking fashionable, looking nice with that fur coat, and then she realized it was too heavy to wear while trying to build a snowman. I guess she wasn't aware that they was going to be building a snowman, so she didn't dress properly.
Yeah, she knew there was going to be a contest.
Okay. She just wanted to look stylish. I get it.
I think she just got hot.
Yeah, she did get hot somehow, and surprisingly not cold. But she did run off when her mom threw some snow on her. She was just like, "Mom, I'm not wearing any clothes." Anyway. So that was pretty much it in their contest. Oh, to tell you who won, Chris and Kendall, not Chris, Kim and, God, all these K's. Kendall and Kim had won the snowman contest. They literally had like the 3 balls, and then the mother and Chloe had a triangular snowman, a pyramid snowman.
I like this because it was big.
It did look nice. I'm not gonna lie, I did like their snowman. But if we're talking about the stereotypical snowman, they did not build that. But I liked that they did what they could with whatever kind of snow they was working with.
Absolutely.
So lastly, we have Kendall, not Kendall. Oh my God, these cakes. Courtney is getting ready to go to the Emmys with Travis because he's performing, or as she said, he's drumming in the opening. And because of that, they have this hotel that's like literally right next to the Emmys venue, so that way the baby can be with her. And she said that at best she's only going to be out for an hour, and she definitely is not ready to push herself out there. Even though she has done the 40 days, she still feels as though she needs some more time to be a mother and at home, and she's not ready to really push herself. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. She was going there to support her husband. She hasn't been to the Emmys, at least at the time of that recording, since 2009, which was like a throwback when she was also pregnant. So it's kind of ironic she goes to the Emmys around the time of her pregnancy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all she had to talk about.
The other thing is when the mother breaks down and tells them that she had a tumor, they tried to make it so deep and everything. And the girls just sat at the table, didn't seem as if they knew. Chloe seemed like she didn't know, but Kim had knew. You could tell. And maybe Kylie didn't know. Not Kylie, Kendall didn't know. But the way that they act, it was like, it's not a big deal. However,
They did
to
act like
lose
that.
an organ like that of a female, and your body does grieve the loss of it. It is a loss, I would imagine. I would imagine that. But she was the mother was feeling very sad about that. And, but now she found out it's worse than what it is. So
We'll find out next episode.
we'll find out what it is the next episode. So that was sad to hear that.
Oh yes, and Corey, to make Chris feel happy and not feel sad about this, he bought her a fur coat.
Yeah, thank you, Corey.
Yes, that
And
did wipe that frown off her
Also,
face.
before we leave, there's been a lot of talk. I don't know how true it is that they're not together. I see that they're together, but there are some sites that always say something bad about the Kardashians.
Yes.
And then there are some you never know if it's true or not. I haven't heard them around, but I think the last time they was around was in May doing something. So I hope they still together and weathering through their relationship. I done gotten used to them,
Yeah. Well, we
I
know
really did.
Corey's still hanging around because just literally last weekend, like 7 days ago, it was Chloe's birthday party, and
Chloe, yeah.
and we saw Corey there. So
And we saw Kim get lifted up off the floor
flipped.
doing flips, and Corey was right there to catch her, and he was on guard with it.
yeah, he was the bodyguard.
And they said Kim was tipsy. Honestly, I don't believe she was that tipsy. Kim is too subconscious of what people think of her.
She really is.
So I don't think that she was that tipsy. I don't think, I don't think so. She could have been, but not to the point where she didn't know what she was doing.
Mhm.
She was loosening up, and for some people, alcohol caused them to loosen up. And I think that she just loosened up with the alcohol, and they think that they had a good time. And now Chloe, our girl, is 40 years old.
Yeah.
She said she couldn't wait to turn 40. Well, I hope 40 is better for her than her 30s was. So Chloe is my girl, and that's pretty much all we have to say about that. We're done?
Yes.
That's it. If it's no thrills, no chills, that's what you got. Remember, this is old news.
Yes.
Okay? So with that being said, we thank you for joining us. Please subscribe. Thank you. Help us reach out 2,000.
Yes.
We'll be ever so grateful. And if you have subscribed, just thumb us up. Pass us on. We really, really appreciate that. We love you much. And with that, we say,
Sunflowers.